So hello everyone, this is lecture 62 for the mathematical physics. In the last lecture we were discussing about the fundamental theorems of the curl and the divergence. So we have seen many examples. Today we will see 3 or more examples, and that will be some extraordinary questions which will make you more understand the concept. So let's see one. So if A is given in this form, r cap divided by r square, you need to prove the Gauss divergence theorem, that is del dot A d tau is equal to surface integral of A dot dA. So you need to prove this. Now let's find the left hand side first. So this is your A. So divergence of A will be, if this is in the spherical coordinates, so you will find this, it will be 1 upon r square del by del r square, and AR is 1 upon r square here. This will cancel out, this will give you 0. Now see, this left hand side will give you 0. Let's check for the right hand side now. So this is your surface. Actually this is a spherical surface, closed spherical surface. So let's find the A dot dA now. So dA for this closed surface, this is spherical, so that will be what? R square sine theta d theta d phi r cap, because for this whole surface the capital R radius is constant, that's why we are taking the surface. So dr will be 0, and from there you can find the area element, that will be R square sine theta d theta d phi r cap. So you know already how to find this. So let's check for this A dot dA. So A is this r cap divided by r square, and in place of small r we can write r because r is constant here. Now dA will be r square sine theta d phi dr r cap. So let's do the dot product. So it will be r square will cancel out, it will be sine theta d phi. Now see here, the phi is going from 0 to 2 pi, and theta is going from 0 to pi. So just substitute the limit. Now this sine d phi will give you 2 pi, and sine theta will give you minus cos theta, and minus cos theta you can substitute for pi and 0, you will get 2. So it will be 2 into 2 pi, that will be 4 pi. Now see, this right hand side giving you 4 pi, but this left hand side giving you 0. So can we say that this theorem is wrong here? But no, we can't say that, because see, this theorem is valid when all the divergence, you will find the divergence on all the points. Now if you see this thing, this A is not defined for the r equal to 0. So whatever we are finding here is left, means leaving behind the value, that is r equal to 0, means we are not finding the divergence at r equal to 0. So if any point is remaining and you are finding the divergence that is coming out to be 0, so it is possible that right hand side will give you something else. So this is giving you 4 pi. That means at any some point it is defined, and that is giving you 4 pi. So that is the difference here. So this is some special function or the special vector field. So let's see what we can do about this more. So see, this equation is true here because this is not defined at r equal to 0. If you find for the all the values, then that must be equal to 4 pi, and r equal to 0 lying inside the sphere. So how we can write this? Means it is defined for the r equal to 0, and r equal to 0 it is 4 pi. So we can write del dot r cap divided by r square in terms of Dirac delta function. So 4 pi del r. So this 3 represent the volume, just it's not like you have the cube of the Dirac delta function. Okay, so this is infinite at r equal to 0, and for r not equal to 0 this will be 0. So that's how you can represent this. So for r equal to 0 this will give you 4 pi, and see, for the complete space del r d tau will give you 1, just like same for the a line element. Del r dl will give you 1 for the particular point at which it is defined, the Dirac delta function, you know about this. So you can write this as this. So we use this thing many times, you can see this. So now this del dot r cap divided by r square d tau will be equal to 4 pi del cube r d tau. How we come to this? We get this relation, means this is defined only for the r at 0. So we can write this in this form, otherwise this will be came out to be 0, just like here. So now you need to find the integral of this for like this way. So find the integral d tau. So see, this is equal to this, so 4 pi will be constant outside, and this whole integral for the whole volume, the value of the Dirac delta function will be 1 because this is defined for r equal to 0. So this will give you 4 pi. Now this is same as we are getting on the right hand side, that was 4 pi. So that's how we find this. Means always try to find, means if any value of this left hand side is giving you 0, maybe in the curl also, then first try to find the value for the right hand side, then try to see how this is happening and why this is happening. Okay, so I told you the reason here. Let's see one more special case thing. So a hemispherical cell is placed on a xy plane centered at the origin for a vector field A minus y x cap plus x y cap divided by x square plus y square. Find the value of the integral del cross A dot dA over the hemispherical surface. So it is given here. This is your xy plane, this circular, and this is your hemisphere formed over the xy plane. Now you need to find the del cross A dot dA. Now you can use the Stokes theorem, and this is equal to line integral of this surface. Means this is the open surface, so this will be boundary will be this line, this xy plane line. So before finding the line integral, let's see what we are getting directly from here. So you already have A, so find the curl of A, that you know how to find, and this will give you, again this will give you 0 also, so it will be 0 x cap, 0 y cap, and 0 z cap. So this is giving you 0. So what is the meaning of this? Means this value is 0. Means you can find now, check for the line integral, because from the Stokes theorem this must be equal to the line integral of this surface. Now this surface is the circular one, so you will use here the cylindrical symmetry, because you can't use Cartesian here to solve this, because this is defined for the cylinder. Now let's find the A dot dl. So this plane is z equal to 0, so dl will be dx x cap and dy y cap, and A dot dl, you need to find A dot dl. So A dot dl will give you have a minus y dx plus x dy divided by x square plus y square. Now you need to write this in the cylindrical coordinates. So how you can write this? In xy plane, you know this x is nothing but r cos phi, because this is phi, and this y is r sin phi. So in place of x it will be r cos phi, y will give you r sin phi, dx will give you minus r sin phi d phi, dy will give you r cos phi d phi. So substitute all these four values here, you will get your A dot dl in the cylindrical coordinates. So this will be this, and after solving this you will get r square sin square phi plus cos square phi will give you 1, so r square will cancel out, it will give you d phi. Now this is d phi, and it's line integral, so it will be phi going from 0 to 2 pi, only the one variable is changing, d phi. So it will give you 2 pi. Now see, this right hand side is giving you 2 pi, but left hand side is giving you 0. So where we went wrong? See, this vector field is not defined for the 0 0 at this origin, and origin is lying inside. So for this origin this is not defined, so that's why we are getting 0 here, because we are excluding this point. That's why we are getting right hand side this value. So the correct value is 2 pi, and this 0 is we are getting after excluding this. So if you find the complete value, that will be 2 pi only. So always find the true value from the right hand side, and that must be equal to left hand side. Maybe it can be 0 or anything else. So always find the right hand side value, that is the correct value. So this is the another example of the same thing. Let's see one more good question. So if A is given y z cap, you need to prove the Stokes theorem, verify the Stokes theorem for this surface. Now the surface is tilted. So every time we discussed, there was a surface which you can find the x and y and z, you can find that surface. But now this time this surface is tilted at some angle. So how can we find the verify this equation here? So first we will find the del cross A. So del cross A will give you x cap, because this is A, so you can find it will give you x cap only. Now the equation of this plane will be given by these intercepts, that is A here, 2A here, A here. So x upon A plus y upon 2A plus z upon A equal to 1. This is the equation of plane. If you need to find the equation of this line, how you find the intercept will give you equation, that is x upon A plus y upon 2A equal to 1. So that's how you find the equation, you must know this. Now see, to find the del cross A dA, first we need to find dA, and direction of dA is nothing but perpendicular to this surface, and you need to find the perpendicular. Then how you can find? So we discussed the gradient, and there we see that how we can find a vector which is perpendicular to a plane. So gradient of this equation of plane is given by this. So this is something v xyz depending on xyz, and that equal to constant. This will give you something like this. So gradient of v will give you a vector which is perpendicular to this, and if you find the unit vector, that is a unit vector perpendicular to this. So that will be gradient v divided by mod of gradient v. So that is equal to this. After solving this, you will get 2 upon 3 x cap plus 1 upon 2 y cap plus z cap. So this is the unit vector perpendicular to this vector. Now you have direction for dA. So how you can write del cross A dot dA? So del cross A, you get x cap dot dA, and this is your n cap. Now this can be written after dot product, it will give you 2 upon 3 dA, but you don't know dA. Now you need to find this dA also. If it was in the xy plane, you can directly write dx dy and here dy dz, but now how can you write this dA? So let's see how can we find this dA. You can find this dA with the help of any projection. Means let's find the projection of this plane in the xy plane. So how can we do that? So dA dot z cap, whatever dA is here, dot z cap is in this direction and this n cap is in this direction. So projection of this will give you the plane's projection in this direction, and direction is this, means plane is in xy plane. So perpendicular is always to the plane. So if you find the projection with n cap on z cap, means you are finding the plane in xy, projection of this plane in the xy plane. So that's why we are doing dA dot z cap, that is at dx dy. Now dA, direction of dA is n cap, so n cap dot z cap equal dx dy. Now n cap z cap will give go this side to the denominator, dx dy divided by n cap z cap. So you know n cap already, that you find it here, 2 upon 3 x cap plus y, 1 upon 2 y cap plus z cap. So do the dot product with z cap, it will give you 2 upon 3. So now you have your dA in terms of dx dy, 3 by 2 dx dy. Now you can solve it easily. So del cross A dot dA was 2 upon 3 dA, and in place of dA we have right 3 upon 2 dx dy. It will give you dx dy. Now to find the surface integral, we will put the limits of x and y. Now see, in this plane you need to find this dx dy to see how x and y varying in this plane. So this is the equation of a line. So I told you how to find a line equation, x upon a plus y upon 2a equal to 1. Then you can find the relation between x and y, how they are varying, then you substitute the limits. So this will be your equation of line, and from here you can see that y is varying 2a minus x. So y is going from 0 to 2a minus x, and x is going from 0 to a. So when x is going 0 to a, this is independent variable, and this y is limit is depending on x. So that's why we have substituted this way. Now see, first find the dy, that will give you y, and y is nothing but 2a minus x. Now the x will be 0 to a, so integrate this, it will be 2ax minus x square. Substitute the limit 0 to a, this will give you a square. Now the value of this del cross a dA is a square. So this is the left hand side you will get for this equation. Now to verify this, you need to find this line integral also. So for the line integral, what you will do, you will find the line integral along this line and this line. So you already know how to find this, so let me tell you. So this should be came out to be same result as a square. So let's see for this one first. When this is your line, so dl will be dz equal to 0, so dl will be dx dy, dx I cap, dy j cap or x cap. So dl will be dx x cap plus dy y cap for this line. And how here line is varying, so it is depending on y equal to a minus x. So you need to find a dot dl, and a is this y z cap. So a dot dl and z cap is 0 here, so it will give you 0. So for the first line segment you will get 0. For the first line segment you will get 0. Now for the second one, x equal to 0, so dx will be 0, so dl will be dy dz. So dl will be dy y cap plus dz z cap. Now a dot dl will give you y dz, because you have in the there it was y z cap, so it will be y dz. Now y you know how is varying in this. So in this plane the equation of line will be y upon 2a plus z upon a equal to 1. From here you will find the relation how y is varying. Y will be, here you have dz, so you will find the relation of y in terms of z, so y will be 2a minus z. Now substitute the limit, z is going 0 to a dot dl. So after solving this integral, it will give you a square. So for this you will get a square this segment, for this one you get 0. Now let's find this last one. So here our y is 0, and dl will be dx x cap plus dz z cap. So a dot dl is this, and x and z are relating, means equation of this line will be x upon a plus z upon a equal to 1. Now see, dl will be this, so a dot dl will give you y dz, and see y is 0 for this line, y is 0 for this complete line. So that's why we will get for this segment a dot dl equal to 0. Now complete line integral will be 0 plus a square plus this 0, so total will be a square. So that is the same as we get for the left hand side a square. So that's how you can verify. and I have given you example that how you can find Stokes theorem, or you can implement this in terms of when there is plane which is tilted. So that's how you will solve. You need to find the projection in the xy plane. You can solve only in the dx dy, dy dz, and dz at dx plane. So you need to find that plane in terms of that. Okay, so I told you how to find dA in terms of dx dy. So in the next lecture, that will be your last for the vector analysis, in which we will study about the Green's theorem. So that's it for today. Thank you everyone.